Welcome to the Heritage Show. Today's episode is extra special because I'm joined by one of my closest friends, Mara Guida. She is a pro athlete in freediving, an entrepreneur, and a freediving instructor trainer. Someone who just dove to an incredible 101 meters with a single breath. Today, we dive deep into her journey from casual dives to world-class competition, from the mental strength behind freediving and the joy that keeps her going. It's not just about the depth, it's about presence, passion, and transformation. Let's dive deep with Mara. Hello, Mara. Welcome to the Heritage Show. I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. Thank you, Ling.
Mara, you're not only one of the pro athletes in freediving, also you're one of my closest friends.
Yes.
We've shared so much in the ocean, in life, and in our growth journey together. In the last 5, almost 6 years, when I first met you in the ocean after a training session. So I've been really looking forward to talk to you and congratulate for the 101 meter dive you did recently with one breath. That was massively impressive. And I want to share your stories of your growth, your journey with freediving, and so much more to our audience.
Thank you. Thank you, Ling.
All right, so I will jump right in. My first question is, what is your mission and what is the impact are you looking to create in this world?
My mission in life it's actually to find a great balance for myself and for the people that I love. So for me, I have the mission to find this balance, to find happiness, and I think happiness comes from different factors in life. And so from different fields, and the mission should be to find this perfect balance between these fields and being happy and just enjoy life, because we have this big gift which is life itself, and we can't waste it. So that's the mission I have.
Yeah, that's wonderful to hear. I love what you said about balancing different area in life, work, life, relationship, self-growth, and so on. And to have this life, yes, it's so precious. So love what you said. Mara, as you just dove to 101 meter, in China, we see to travel 1,000 miles, you have to first start with one step. So I wonder, what was your first experience of freediving? How did you get into freediving?
Actually, it was out of curiosity, because I started as a scuba instructor when I was 20 years old. So I always been passionate about the sea. I always been in the sea. This is my job since forever. And but I got after a while a little bit tired of scuba diving, and I wanted to find something else. So I decided to try free diving, and then it was like just a kind of addiction.
Yeah.
And I couldn't live without it. It was my sport, my thing, something that I was looking forward to do at the end of the week of work. And then I thought I will find a way to do it more often than this. Not just once a week, but I want to do it almost every day. And
Yeah.
so it was just out of curiosity, and then it became a great, great passion.
Yeah, I love it. I can relate to what you said 100% about the curiosity and about how curiosity can lead you to find a passion. I remember the first time we met, perhaps 5, 6 years ago, was one of my first training sessions. You were already very advanced, and I could see from your eyes how much passion you had and still have for the sports. So love that. And
Thank you.
you mentioned about your love for ocean since you were young. I wonder, is that the reason that you keep pushing, keep training, keep going deep? How was the journey of freediving as a hobby progressed to you become a pro athlete and now dove over 100 meter, which not many, maybe 30 or 40 women in the whole world has ever done this. To me, it's something seemed impossible. So how did this journey unfold? Could you share more?
Yes, everything, I think it came step by step. Also, when I started, and sorry, this is my cat.
Spritzy, say hello to our audience.
So also when I started, of course, I never thought like I will go to 100 meters. I remember I was looking on YouTubes and videos, many deep free divers, and I was looking all their dives and their technique, their joy when they were coming up. And then after a while, I started to think I would love to be like one of them or even a little bit closer to them.
Yeah.
I started to think like that, and then I started to train, and the depth came little by little and not without some difficulties. So,
Yeah.
I think timing and repeating the dives and repeating the trainings, then they made me slowly, what we can define a pro athlete.
Wow, amazing. I hear what you highlighted about the importance of having those role models, someone that
Yes.
has achieved such depths, someone has inspired you to pursue the same, even become better than them at some point, and also about continuous training, repeat, even if there were moments of difficulties, of challenges. Yeah, I definitely relate on some of those points because as I had training alongside with you and compete together with you,
Yes.
yeah, I see how sometimes I'm not good at overcoming those challenges when I cannot hit the depths or I continuously hitting the plateau on, equalizations or relaxations. So I can definitely relate. But at the same time, I just couldn't help wonder the depths because to dive to 50, which is currently I'm at, is already quite a challenge. It took me a few years to get there and not talk about 100 meter in one single breath. And that's like 11 times of more pressure compared to the pressure on Earth. And it's equivalent of a
I don't want to
skyscraper.
think about
Yes, skyscraper
so
in the
nice.
ocean. And I wonder what it feels to be in that depth. Could you share like how does it feel? What's in your head? How do you feel in your body? Did you not scared?
I had a few people asking me this, like what you feel when you are down there, and if I was scared. So for this dive, I wasn't scared. I felt I was ready for it. And I was scared of not succeeding, but not to go there. And actually, the one of the secrets behind a deep dive is also not to think in that moment about the depth that you want to achieve. And I was constantly repeating to myself before getting in the water, be in the moment, be in the moment, be in the moment. Like think right now what you're doing. And so now you are here and you're breathing. So think about the way you are breathing. And so like this every meter till to get to the 100 meters. And then I felt like really happy. Like I'm here now.
Yeah.
And then the way up was just, I was constantly telling myself that I was ready for this, that I just have to keep swimming and that everything is fine, that I feel powerful, that I can make this dive.
Yeah.
But for sure, if there is one thing not to think about is
The depth.
the depth.
Yeah. Wonderful. This really made me think as I recall you probably were there as well during the competition when I had the, frustration of not hitting, I don't know, 50 and Sergio my instructor,
That.
also your
Yes.
instructor at some point would tell me,
Yes.
don't think about the depths, just enjoy the dive.
Yes.
It's so true, as you mentioned about the moment, be in that moment. And this is something so challenging, so difficult, not only in the water, but also in our lives. I continuously struggle. I think a lot of us are struggling of staying present, and we always anxious about future and ruminating about past. And that's caused a lot of suffering. I guess that's why I love freediving so much, because it forced me to be in the present. Yeah.
That's so a beautiful thing about freediving, I
Yeah.
think.
And I'm so happy to hear when you talk about you felt you were ready for it. Because I guess that's the key about reaching to any depths in ocean in life. It's not about this big moment, but it's the small steps, everyday training leading up to that moment. So when you are actually there, it's not like such a big deal per se, because you are ready. You take so many effort to get there from 10, 20, 50, 70, 80, 90, 100. So wow, again, I'm really impressed, Mara. I really, really love
Thank you,
this.
my dear friend.
Yeah. And so when we talk about the depths, although of course that's not the focus of the dive, it's a natural progression of your training. How was the deep training has changed you or taught you lessons, maybe in dive, but also in life? Because for me, I felt like free diving is definitely one of the biggest life saver and life changer for me. And how does it change you in your life?
Well, of course, to reach a certain depth, you need to make a change. And for me, especially this year, the biggest change was to find out which was my priority in this time. So first of all, you put like a priority, the training. And then according to the training you have, then you will change everything about it, like what you eat, how much you sleep, what you invest in money as well, because then the training costs money, traveling costs money. So for sure, the first thing that I changed was the priority. But I also thought if you have a dream or if you feel particularly good in some period of your life, then you need to give yourself a chance. Why not to give it like to 100%? So the biggest change was the list of my priorities, and on top there was my training to reach my dream.
Yeah, I definitely hear the importance of changing priority and adjusting them to what is required to achieve your goal. And you talk about your training regime, which sounds very systematic. And I know you have a coach, you have multiple coach for different aspects as athletes. I would love to get some pro tips from you, as I'm kind of a semi freediving athlete, not really pro, but getting there hopefully one day. I hear what you mentioned, a few components about eating, about sleeping, probably also exercising, lifestyle changing, like supplements, all of this, of course, also investment. Would you mind share some of those routine that help you perform at your best? Because I think not only for athletes, but also for a lot of our audience, this would be really helpful.
Yes, then of course every freediver is different. Everyone can give different tips, but of course there is a portion that is a physical preparation that usually goes during the winter time. So during the winter time there is a lot of gym, a lot of swimming to prepare your body to be fit, your muscles to be ready for what is going to come then in summer. Of course there is within this preparation also a specific diet follow. And when it comes to the depth season, of course, there is a drastically drop of some things like alcohol, so fried food, so these things, so maybe are quite obvious to say. But also, generally, before deep dives, it's always really good to rest a day and to focus more also on the stretching, on equalization exercises, diaphragmatic stretching. So to have your body not only strong, but also flexible,
Yeah.
because then you are going to put your body at depth under pressure.
Right.
So here, things like stretching, yoga, they're also very, very helpful. So I think to be a good athlete, you need to be ready under every aspect of your body. You need to be strong. At the same time, you need to be flexible.
Yeah.
You need to be mentally prepared, physically prepared. Your equalization needs to work. You need to follow a certain routine for exercises and diet. So it's
Absolutely.
actually a job you make all year round
Yeah.
till it comes the depth season, and there it's when you enjoy all the sacrifice you made
Yeah.
during the year, and then finally your dives they become beautiful and relaxing, and you can enjoy to 100%
Yeah.
the depth season then.
Totally.
Because that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Part of getting ready is also like to getting ready to enjoy at the best what is coming next then.
Yeah, totally. I hear so much preparation, what you need to do as a pro athlete, physically, all this training, diet, very disciplined in terms of what you eat, how do you train yourself. But at the same time, I definitely see a lot of mental preparation you need to do, right? Because the pressure is not only on your body, but also for your
It's
mind,
insane.
and for your emotions. So do you have any ritual or breathing exercise, something specific you do right before a big dive that can calm you down and allow you to fully be there and relaxed?
As I said, before I go for a deep dive, I always tell to myself that I need to be in the right moment, that I am lucky to be here, to have the possibility to dive in this environment. This is what also happened in the last competition I made in France, where I was going to dive to 92 meters with the monofin in the competition. So there is a huge, like, much more stress than in training.
Yeah.
And so I was just telling myself, enjoy being here, because it's a luck also to make this life experience.
Yeah.
Because so you've been ready for this, calm yourself down, and also if something goes wrong during the dive, because you can always fail. I mean, it's not that we are machines,
Right.
no, we are humans.
Yeah.
I also told to myself, is it okay if you don't make it today?
Yeah.
So don't put more stress than you can deal with.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
In the moment, and it's okay if you don't want to do it, but if you're good, then go for it, have fun, but be in the right now here and feel lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel lucky when I can share these things with my team, or with other people, with my coach. I feel really lucky that I can do it.
It's beautiful. I really can feel the same as you mentioned about this sense of gratitude, being grateful for what we have, what you achieve, what you'll be able to do. And all this, I think gratitude can really give us the sense of peace, a sense of content. It's not really about a specific depth or a win in a competition, but rather the opportunity to do it, the journey of doing it. And I hear what you also said about enjoy the moment and having joy in the process.
Yes.
Yeah, because I remember probably you were there as well when I was frustrated of some training and equalization. And because I couldn't reach certain depths, Sergio, my instructor again, would say, you know what, even if you yes, enjoy the water. Even if you don't reach the depths, you are still Ling. We still love you. So I really remember this moment of realizing wow, this is not about the depths. I will be okay. I will be still lean. I will be still loved regardless of this achievement. I think what you said is exactly the same. I will love you regardless, whatever achievement, I love you unconditionally, regardless of
I
your
love you.
achievement. But I also totally see what you hear about, we are human. It's okay to fail. It's okay to not reach those goals. And these are
Yes.
not important compared to the joy, the moment, the fun that we have in the water.
Then I completely agree with you. Also, frustration is part of the game, but it's also okay if sometimes I failed many times as well, the dives, and
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm gonna fail some others. I hope not so many, but it's also part of learning and
Yeah.
part of accepting it.
I know you like to knit when you feel stress or this is actually a very quirky and very cute way you have to deal with the stress and anxiety. And for me, it's maybe more like meditation, stuff like that. But I really love your way of dealing with this, worries.
I made many scarves and
Probably it's a better way of dealing with anxiety while produce something useful. Ah, wonderful.
yes, I deal with stress in many ways, like knitting, reading books, and running. Mostly knitting. That's true.
Yeah.
I need to release the stress.
Yeah, that's good. I think we all need to find our unique way of channeling the stress and anxiety in stressful moment in life, but also
And also, like the fun thing is that I'm not even too good at it. Like,
you will
no
get
matter.
good at it once you start reaching 10,000 hours, like freediving.
Exactly.
Yes, that's super cute. Now, as I think about again the depths you reach, I actually hear some of my friends, even or colleagues, who were very curious about why I do freediving, why I compete, why I want to go deep. So this is a question also for you. I understand there are joy, there are, of course, love for the ocean, but sometimes people would challenge, for instance, say, why do you have to go that deep? Because it's dangerous, it's risky, you might get hurt, you might even lose your life. So why it worth to go that deep? What's the driving force behind it?
Yeah, well, of course, as I also mentioned before, you don't reach these depths from one day to the other. So, like, the journey that you do with the freediving is also really like a journey to discover yourself, to discover what are your limits, and also why not at this point also to see your competitive side. But the competition you have is never against the others, but it's always with yourself. So of course, like the question was always like, what if I can do this? And then this question goes in your head, and then you think, is that possible for me to do this? So it's a continuous discover of what are your abilities, what are your limits, and what work can I do to overcome these limits? So there is also this competitive side of it. And the dive itself, for me, it's really beautiful because, of course, if you don't like the depth, if you don't like deep free diving, then you wouldn't go that deep only for that to discover your limits, but it's also the falling to the depth, reaching the target, having a nice movement on the way up, and being control of such an achievement. Then it's harder to explain with words, really.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to you, although I haven't dived that deep, but even to 50-meter, I already could feel what you said about free fall and the feeling, yeah, I get the tag when you are at the bottom and then you come up and looking up and then you reach and you do the surface protocol and getting a white card. It's like amazing
So,
feeling. Yes, especially when you're surrounded by friends and people you love.
yes.
It's really amazing. And I definitely hear what you said about this spirit of challenging our limitation. It's not really egocentric drive, but rather a curiosity of saying, like you said, what if I can get there? How would that feel? Maybe I can train a little bit differently so I can get there, because like you said, the feeling of the dive itself is also amazing. So
Yes.
thank you for sharing. And here is a question. Have you ever thought about death in the whole freediving training and competition journey?
Yes, and not. Like, for me, any sport can be dangerous. Of course, freediving is, I think, is still kind of not so well known sport. Actually, is really safe the way we freedive. A competition is very safe, but I think anything that you don't do in a proper way can go potentially wrong. So yes, I thought about that, but also I think I always dived in the most safe conditions to avoid this
Risk.
huge problem.
Yeah.
Then there are other risks in free dive. I mean, I had a blackout, I had a lost motion control. So these things I had, these are risks of the sport. You want to train in the safest way as possible. And now free diving is becoming safer and safer. And so we reduced drastically the risk of death.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Actually, thank you for clarifying this aspect, because there are so many misconceptions about
Yes.
freediving, because all the documentaries, movies about freediving always end up with someone get injured or dead, which is not true at all. In our normal training and competition, it's actually quite safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of course, like it's not, there is no sport that can be 100% safe.
Safe. Yeah.
Yeah, so accidents, they can always happen, but what you do to reduce the risk then has to be systematically the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, of course. So when I asked about the death was because I was wondering, what's your relationship with fear? Of course, you mentioned about, being present in the moment and not think about the depths. But have you ever had fear of being scared, and how do you overcome those feelings? Not necessarily only in freediving, but also in life.
Well, first of all, I think you need first to realize that you are scared of something, because sometimes it's also in your subconscious, and most of the time you don't admit to yourself that you are scared. So first of all, find out about what you are scared and the reason for why you are scared, and what you can do to not be scared of certain things. But of course, it sounds easy, to do, but it requires a lot of time before you realize that you're scared about something. Find out how to overcome that. It requires also a lot of self-consciousness, to be conscious of yourself and why you're scared of certain things.
Right. Yeah, I agree what you said. Oftentimes, we perhaps fear of change or fear of anything, but we, first of all, don't know what we are scared of. It's just this feeling of anxiety, feeling of worry. But when we can really name it and find out what's underlying the fear, then we can actually target and then find a better way to address it. Yeah, love that. And we'll talk about life now, as you are not only a pro athlete, but also a business owner, which I really admire, because I remember the time when we met, you were still a scuba diving instructor while working on other projects. And I remember those challenging and transition time you had and the difficulties you overcame to become a business owner, and now has been more successful every year. And I feel really, really proud of what you achieved.
Thank you.
Living abroad on your own, and while doing freediving competitions, still manage your business and grow it ever since. I would love to ask you, what was the moment that realized you wanted to do something on your own, and how was the journey so far?
So the moment it came really like this, so this guy came to the diving center, Luca, his name, and he came on a paddleboard, paddling all the way from Fuerteventura to Lanzarote.
What? How much time does it take to paddle?
Really long time. I didn't
I
ask
guess.
how long it took.
And he survived. That's like a miracle for me.
Then we met, he did a dive with us, and then he was like, but it would be nice, we were just talking, and it would be nice to actually have a paddleboard school here in Lanzarote. I think it's a perfect setup. I think people will love it. I think this can be something that can work. And so that idea that meeting this charming guy that was paddling all the way from Fuerteventura to do a dive with you,
Yeah.
it was like just something crazy that happened in my life. Really, meet this
Yeah.
guy was a life-changing thing that you don't expect in a normal day at work.
Yeah.
And so I thought, yeah, actually, I did some paddleboarding. Actually, it's a good idea, but maybe I should try. And slowly, then I talked with him. We developed more ideas. He helped me in developing my business. And now we have a paddleboard school, snorkeling. We offer snorkeling tours, and of course, we offer freediving courses. And I cannot be more happy to combine the things, to be a pro athlete and at the same time a business owner. I have to say, it's also you never have spare time.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that. I definitely see this challenge for you. And I know you are very hardworking. You always thrive to be the best in whatever you do. I guess that's also one of the key reason you're so successful in freediving and also now in your business. And I love how you followed your intuition when you see, Luca came with a paddleboard and thought, oh, this might be an interesting business idea. And then, boom, a few years later, you are the owner of the paddle school. And you are also now a PADI freediving instructor trainer, which is you're one of the first in PADI to become instructor trainer, meaning you're not only training normal day-to-day people to learn freediving, you're training freediving instructor to become instructor, which to me is another huge success that not many people can do in such a short time period. So I really admire you for that. And how was it for you to become instructor trainer? And how was it to teach other people?
It was really an amazing experience because in order to do my instructor trainer course, I had to fly to the Y40. And there we had an intensive week of preparation, and where we do confined session, open water session, online presentation, theory, in order to form new instructors that they are then able to supervise other students. And so it was really interesting to change this mindset, like not only being an instructor, but being someone that needs to teach someone else how to be an instructor.
Yeah.
That's the difference. So, of course, the person you have in front of you knows about freediving because you need to have some prerequisites to be an instructor.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know how to be an instructor. So then you need to be, first of all, a good example. And then it's just amazing to teach something different, completely different.
Yeah. I can see how those experiences also shape you as an athlete and also in your life once you have experience teaching people and even teaching instructor. And those experiences, I guess, add up also to other area in your life. And I have to for now add a little as for you because I think you are one of the best instructor I've ever met.
Oh.
Like you didn't officially teach me, but when we train together, for instance, when I had a day of frustration, when I disagree with My instructor said we would go out diving together and you would be very patient, very joyful, and you always give me this perspective that could really be sometimes a wake-up call for me, but also in a compassionate way. Of course, I love Sergio. He's a great instructor for me as well. But you have very different approach, and I really love it. So for anyone who want to, experience snorkeling, paddling, even learn freediving or become a freediving instructor, you should definitely go to Lanzarote and find Mara. This is a very sincere non-promotion promotion. Yeah. Right. So Mara, we are in freediving and we know how amazing freediving is. But for a lot of audience that they don't know what freediving is, why would anyone want to try freediving?
Yes, so if you want to try freediving, of course, it's a way also to connect with the environment, with the sea, with yourself. You don't need to go 100-meter deep or 50-meter deep, like you just need at first to enjoy and to find out what your body can do, what your mind can do. Maybe you never thought that you could dive to 10 meters in only one breath. So it's always, if you're completely new to freedive, you will find out that you can do amazing things and that you can explore the sea or the lake in a different way rather than just scuba or snorkeling. So definitely is a skill to have.
Yeah, I love that. I can totally verify that because I don't know if you remember, I was one of the worst students of Sergio when I started freediving. Maybe it took me like 2-3 weeks to go below 1 meter or 2. So if I can do it, anyone can do it. So yeah, I definitely see what you say about this self-discovery and see what your body and mind can actually achieve and connect with the nature. So that's triple benefits to do. And I'm really curious, Mara, as now you already break through the 3-digit 101 meter. What's next step? World championship, a world record?
Now, world record will be way too.
Come on. I think that's already within your reach. Very close.
No, it's
Not yet. But world championship or what's your next step in
yes.
freediving?
I want to dive. Well, the next step will be now the Italian championships in the Garda Lake. Also because I never competed in Italy.
In a lake?
In a lake, yes.
Wow, I
It's
think that's
also my
different too.
first time free diving in a lake, so I don't know what to expect, but it's gonna be completely new to me. And then after that, I want to do the World Championships, and I want also to experience this beautiful thing to be just there and thinking only about diving, resting, diving again, resting and diving again, and have this moment. I think it's nice. It's really, really nice. I'm looking forward to it.
That sounds amazing. I'll be sending a lot of my prayers, and I know you can do it, whatever your goal is. And so Mara, how can people actually find and connect with you?
So we have 2 web pages, and one is Subtours Lanzarote for excursions with a paddleboard and snorkeling, and the other is Freediving Lanzarote for people that are interested in freediving and discover freediving and doing some trainings. So that's how they can find me.
Awesome. I will leave all those website and your Instagram handle in the show notes. And I would definitely 1000% recommend anyone who want to experience these amazing things with ocean and find Mara. And before we end, I really don't want this to end, but I want to ask you, Mara, if there is one insight and wisdom that you can share with our audience. They are mostly women, expats, having aspirations, ambitions in their life, perhaps also have difficulties and obstacles in life. What would you share with them that they can take away?
I definitely would say that you need to follow your intuition and that you always also need to give you a chance. You need to trust yourself, to not give up. And most important, if the journey is difficult and sometimes you fail during the journey, to not be too hard on yourself. Like, not be too hard and keep going if you really think that you're doing the best thing for yourself.
Absolutely. This really touched my heart as I heard from you. We discussed before also how follow our intuition and love ourselves, be self-compassion and follow the path our hearts really calls would really change our life. And I've witnessed you doing exactly that in so many areas in life, and not only in those competitive side, but also I witnessed you as a beautiful human. Now I'm about to cry. Your passion, your gentleness, your love and support to me and so many people around you really literally had some of the most beautiful moments in my life spending with you. For that, I'm eternally grateful that having met you and becoming friends. And I can't wait to seeing more of your success in freediving, in your business, and more growth in your life. And most importantly, a lot of love, a lot of happiness and health. Thank you so
Thank you,
much,
Lee.
Mara.
It's nice to talk to you again.
Thank you for tuning into this inspiring conversation with Mara Guida. If her story moved you, follow The Heritage Show. Share it with someone who might need a little bit of inspiration today. And leave a comment with who you'd like me to invite next. Take care. Until next time.